stopped since then.
Okay, suspect still on the Pasadena freeway. Did not move away from the Pasadena freeway, continuing into the city of Pasadena, doing speeds now about 65 miles an hour, slowed down considerably from the 100 miles an hour that we saw earlier. And there you can see a little bit wider picture. Primary unit behind the suspect is a Pasadena police unit, a California Highway Patrol unit. And so far we've seen nothing thrown out of the windows. We've seen no weapons. Just erratic driving on the part of the suspect, using all lanes of the freeway, narrowly missing several vehicles. Okay, the suspect still continuing north on that Pasadena freeway into the city of Pasadena. California Highway Patrol directly behind that suspect. Speeds now about 55, 60 miles an hour. Had slowed down considerably from the 100 miles an hour or so that was being used on the 105, passing the 105 freeway right along the Harbor Freeway. Erratic driving, considerable erratic driving on the part of the suspect, trying to get away from these officers, using all lanes of the freeway, the shoulder, and all lanes. Very dangerous pursuit, and in just about 2 minutes, the freeway will end, and it'll be on a surface streets in the city of Pasadena. I understand the Pasadena Police Department has been notified. They're dispatching a helicopter, LAPD helicopter, over the scene right now. This was out of Long Beach. Long Beach officers saw this suspect. This is a suspect wanted on a Redondo Beach warrant. Some sort of sexual charge. We don't know what.
This is something of a tactical question, Bob. At the end of the Pasadena freeway, its northern end, it would seem would be an opportunity to create a roadblock. Now, is that something that the police would consider doing?
They have done that in the past with a lot of coordination. California Highway Patrol can radio ahead, cause a traffic slowdown, and by slowing down traffic, cause the suspect to slow down. The big problem with that is it does put a lot of people, innocent people, into jeopardy, into harm's way with this type of pursuit. In fact, with this type of driving, this erratic type of driving, there's really no need to have the police pursuing the suspect. They could actually follow them in a police helicopter, follow them to a termination point, and then pick them up. And there you can see the suspect, they're trying to maybe pick something up. His right window, I don't know what he's doing. You can see some movement inside that vehicle. I'll try to zoom in a little closer for you. That's right. The suspect has been chased from Long Beach into the city of Pasadena, driving quite erratically, speeds in excess of 100 miles an hour at times. And it appears as though, I'm trying to look in the window to see exactly what's going on. The speeds have been excessive. The driving has been erratic. The pursuit has been very dangerous. There is a police air unit overhead that is capable of tracking the suspect. There's really no way for the suspect to really get away, especially with the California Highway Patrolman behind and the news media and the LAPD helicopter overhead. We've watched very dangerous driving. We've seen the suspect nearly ram several vehicles in his vain attempt at trying to get away from officers. This was a suspect wanted out of Redondo Beach. Redondo Beach warrant for what exactly, we're not too sure. We believe it may be some sort of sex crime charge. And right now, Long Beach officers who were involved initially in the pursuit pulled off the pursuit for safety considerations and left it up to the California Highway Patrol. Pasadena police have been notified that this pursuit is moving into their city. They're prepared for this. They've dispatched a police air unit to monitor the pursuit. They know the streets better than anyone. And just a few minutes, actually a few seconds from now, the Long Beach freeway will end and the suspect will start working on surface streets. And that is a very dangerous situation for motorists. Very dangerous because the way this guy's been driving is just out of control. And on surface streets, it's going to be just much more dangerous, especially with red lights, cross traffic, things of that nature.
Here's the end of the freeway.
And Bob, there is a red light there. Yeah, there's the Glen Arm, and now he's onto the Arroyo Parkway.
That's right, and you can see that this guy does not appear as though he's going to stop for cross traffic, stop for red lights, and that's when we put the public at the most risk with these high-speed pursuits.
Bob, keep your eyes open and your ears on. I've got Lieutenant Mike Hill on the phone with us now from the Long Beach Police Department. Lieutenant Hill, what can you tell us about this guy?
Sure. At about 11:20 this morning, our officers saw this guy who's wanted for some warrants out of Redondo Beach for some sex offenses some lewd acts, and they're worth about $150,000 on those warrants. He also has a parole warrant. When they tried to stop him, he fled.
That's why if you
and
get a little closer
pursuit started.
forward, or a little bit.
Now, do you have an identification on this suspect?
Yes, the suspect's name is Wickham, Randall Lee Wickham.
About how old do you say do you think he is?
He's 44 years old.
He has just moved up Arroyo here in Pasadena, going into oncoming traffic to get through an intersection where the light was red. Fortunately, no collision there, and there's a tight spot right there.
He's going to be approaching, I think, Colorado Boulevard in just a second and having to make a decision about whether to go left or right here.
Lieutenant Hill, do you have any reason to believe this guy might be armed or dangerous in that sense?
Okay, Scott.
We do not have that information at this time. Once the pursuit started, his driving was so fast and erratic that that was a danger enough. We don't have any information that he'd be armed at this time.
So he is a convicted sex offender. Oh, there's an accident. He stopped.
No.
He stopped. Bob, what can you tell us?
No.
He's getting out of the car, it appears. There's been the airbag has deployed on the driver's side there. He's exiting the vehicle.
Okay, he's down on the
looks like
ground.
he's
He's
gonna
been
give up.
forced to the ground by the chippy. California Highway Patrolman has taken him into custody, backed up by the Pasadena Police Department, and he is now in custody. His airbag deployed. The suspect drove through a red light, oncoming traffic, exactly what we told you would happen because of these dangerous pursuits. Officers could have had the option of using aircraft, but instead they chose to chase the suspect on the ground, putting the public at terrible risk, and you saw the result. An innocent person hit by another criminal, now being taken into handcuffs, being arrested by the the Pasadena and California Highway Patrolmen involved in this pursuit. The suspect does not appear to be injured, but once again, driving at a high rate of speed, not yielding to the officer's commands, he went through a red light and hit an unsuspecting, innocent person in an intersection, and is now being taken into custody. The condition, I'd like to find out what the condition of the poor innocent party is that was driving down this, a woman getting out of the car, shaken up. She was involved in this, brought into this pursuit, driving down the streets, and was broadsided by this suspect at a high rate of speed, and, fortunately, it appears as though she's okay. His airbag deployed, he's okay, and now being taken into custody. It's just yet another high-speed pursuit in Southern California where the officers have chased the suspects. The speeds got so erratic that you heard the Long Beach Police Department pulled off. California Highway Patrolmen continued the pursuit into the city of Pasadena, backed up by Pasadena cops, and there you saw the terrible, tragic ending. I mean, it's tragic to be involved in an accident. Innocent people's lives placed at terrible risk by the suspects, and I have to say by the police as well.
Bob, let's just look at the very end of this chase as it occurred just a couple of seconds ago. This guy driving through this intersection, and you see this white sedan coming from right to left, and you can see right there, she gets hit right in the rear part of the car. She appeared to be okay because she got out.
Do you want to go?
because she got out. And